Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing on this Sunday evening? How is everyone doing? I'm gonna start giving people. I came on a little early, about 30 minutes early, so I'm gonna start letting folks get the notifications and start coming into the room. Yeah, I gotta go get my nails done tomorrow. What color? What shade? See, I got different shades of blue the last time. And I don't know what they did, but the nail, I've never, because I get the gel, they never chip. They never chip off. But this time they chipped off. I don't know what color I'm gonna get this time. Time before I got yellow, I got lime green. Um y'all know I like all those vibrant colors. I guess maybe I get bubblegum pink. How's everyone doing? Let's see. I see the Black Barbie, Diane, Pretty Brown Eyes, Kenny Adams, TB21, Robert Chapman, Teresa K, Listen to Lucille, Joy Loves God, Diane, I said Diane Bowen. Shout out to my moderators, Ramona Rice, Taisha, Crystal. Hey, we're going to do some call-ins tonight too, you guys. We're going to do some call-ins tonight. You all will get the opportunity. Those who don't like to click the link, you will get the opportunity to call in and talk about this subject, right? I think this was a good subject to talk about tonight. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. We're gonna let more people start getting the notifications. If you want to support the channel, you can hit up the Cash App or the Super Thanks. If you want to call, of course, we're gonna start calling in a few more minutes, right? But I put the number up on the screen. But I want to. I guess I want to. Before you all start calling in, I kind of want to let's wait a couple more minutes and let me talk about the subject, right, for a few minutes. It says, as the trial nears, will more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline? Okay. Hey, I think that this is appropriate as the trial starts to near. Hey, I've been told some things as it relates to that. Hey, um, some that's in the members, of course, but I've been told some things. Hey, and just based on experience of seeing, like, especially you talking about big trials and stuff, when there's a lot of time involved, normally defendants do start to break down. Sometimes they'll play hard all the way up until it's time for up until it's time for the trial, and then they see that this is really it. Hey, it's a cold world out there, and they start to break down. They start to throw themselves a lifeline because they get to thinking about, damn, keeping it real. I ain't trying to go do 60 something years, right? They start thinking about that. I'm not trying to yeah, they start thinking about, I'm not trying to do, hey, Cypress, I'm not trying to do 60 something years. And so what they start to do is, hey, just looking at this down through the years, and even if you haven't worked around the courts, we see this all the time, where people start to take deals and give information, and they start thinking about, hey, ain't nobody gonna even remember them in 30 years anyways. They get their time cut for 30 years. Hell, a lot of the people they trying to keep it real for are gonna be dead. Okay, they'll be dead or forgot about them. So hey, they start taking that time cut, doing what is necessary to take that time cut. Hell, folks ain't gonna even remember them after they sentenced. So they quietly go away and do their time, and that's that. Okay, that's normally what happens. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about, because I know there's a lot of like dynamics as it relates to the Young Dolph case. You talking about the sensationalism of the case because of the rappers that are involved. Young Dolph was a famous rapper. Yo Gotti's name has come up. He was famous. Moneybag Yo's name. You're talking about all of the names, even when you start talking about Young Dolph's artists and all of that. The sensationalism of all of these famous people. Normally, when you start talking about, I think that's one of the reasons too that FBG Duck's case was sensationalized, like similar to Young Dolph's, because with FBG Duck's case, you had FBG Duck taken out, but King Von, who was a famous rapper, and Young Dirk, who is a famous rapper, their names were brought up, right? The salaciousness, the sensationalism, how famous some of these rappers are. But normally, like sometimes, like if it had been a rapper, and let's just say if Young Dolph was taken out, and Straight Drop and Cornelius and some of the rest of them, like that was connected to Trula Mafia, whoever, it would no other names like Gotti and them names were not connected to it. I'm wondering if it would be. I think that it would get a lot of attention, but I just don't think that it probably, I don't know if it would get as much. Like people are very fascinated with it because you have people that's watching to see what's going to happen, because you have people that are fans of, like I said, Young Dolph. You have people that was fans of CMG and all of that, talking about Black Youngster and all of that, right? So hey, I feel like as people start, you have to understand, once these young men, and they understand that, as any trial, once these people are sentenced, ain't nobody gonna give a damn about them keeping it real and all of that. Nobody is going to remember them. They're gonna go away to their hole, and the people that they think that they keeping it real for is going to forget about them. Their name is gonna fade away. The people that they thought was gonna always be there for them, a lot of them gonna die out. And they're gonna forget about them. They're gonna be lifing. And hey, that's it. They tucked away in the cell for 60 years. So trust me, when your life is on the line like that, hell, they're not going to, let me tell you something. They're not going to remember them in 5 years. Okay. A lot of these dudes that are in jail right now, talking about, I'm keeping it real. The dudes that they're keeping it real for, they only pay close attention to them to make sure that they don't mention their names, right? And then after they are sentenced, they forget about them. They're not going to remember them in 5 years. They're not going to really remember. They ain't going to be bothered with them in 3. Okay. So that's why I say, as the trial nears, and we don't really even know, right, if there's going to be a trial. Okay. Because I just kind of, I'm talking about in June. Okay. Because it's slated for June, and we don't really even know if it's going to be one. Okay. Because we just don't know. Okay. We just don't know if it's going to be one. Because lawyers have a pattern of trying to stretch the cases out, the trial dates out as long as they can. I don't know why they do it. I think it's because of, their clients tell them, well, I got a witness that's going to come in and do this, and that. And hey, they don't be wanting to go to trial because they know once their trial is over, that's it. That's the end. And believe it or not, everybody's scared of the end. Okay. In some form, they're afraid of the end. Okay. But anyways, I want to get you all's opinion on this. Also, as Young Dolph trials near, where more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline. Y'all can call in. The number is 662-471-8841. It's going to be interested in hearing what people got to say. Listen, we always keep it respectful over here, okay? We always keep it respectful. You could call in and keep it respectful. But now I'm just going to tell y'all something right now. My nerves and stuff is pretty bad when people want to call with when people want to call with a lot of those conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Young Dolph died on a Friday. He rose on the 7th day on a Sunday, and all of that. See, stuff like that gets on my nerves real bad. Because see, I know that is a narrative that is being pushed for views and stuff like that. See, I don't get down like that. I'm have to go ahead and hang up on you with love, okay? Because I can't let that, I don't let certain stuff be spread on my channel, especially when I know it's a bunch of crap, okay? But the number is 662-471-8841. And what we're talking about is as the trial nears, okay? As the trial nears, will more people start to throw themselves a lifeline? Okay. Will more people start to throw themselves a lifeline? Um, she said, what about crazy people? Hey, oh Lord have mercy. I wish they find another line to call. Crazy people, I would find another line to call, okay? Because we wants to talk about young Dolphs, okay? Hey Tanaya. That's what we want to talk about. And we want to that's what we want to talk about. We don't want to talk about the crazy, but everybody's opinion is welcome. Okay. Like if you have an opinion, if you feel like that they're not going to, that's welcome too. I don't have no issues with that. I have issues with crazy stuff like that. You know, young Dolph kids set him up. Ooh, stuff like that get on my nerves too bad. Let me look a lovely phone caller. Let me look tonight. He call in. Like I said, the lines are open. Okay, the lines are open. I really be enjoying people calling in though, because more people feel comfortable with calling in and hitting the line, and they feel safer and giving their opinions on this. Um, hey, nothing. But if I had to, hey, I do. Okay, if you want to know what I think, his kids stay out of line for the. I'm telling you, if you want to know what I think, yes, I do. I do. I feel like that they are. Yeah, I feel and straight drop two. Okay, and straight drop two. Hey, I know straight drop. They post on his on well, I believe it's him that's posting on his Instagram. I believe it's him that posts because he gets a phone quite often, or we as we have seen in the past. Um, but I believe and he's supposed to be the hardest of the hardest, right? But I believe straight drop too. Hey, Cornelius, without a doubt. Um, what's up, the Alabama hitter? Okay. But I think it's going to be, what about, Orange Mound Quet? Orange Mound Quet situation has been extremely, um, I don't want to say smoke and mirrors, but it's been more, whatever is going on with him, it's been kind of incognito, right? We know it's something going on, but it is very incognito. Do I believe that Orange Mound Quet was involved? As I've said before, I do. Do I believe that he was the mastermind and the payor? No. I'd be a damn fool to believe that. What's up, Nikolai? I'd be a damn fool to believe that. I believe that he had some type of part. He had some type of part, but as far as putting him as the mastermind, the person at the very top of this thing, I've never thought that. I don't believe that. And I don't think that they believe that either. As far as being the payor and paying out of his pocket, I don't believe that Orange Mound Quet was the person that came up with the idea of taking young Dolph out. I don't believe that. I don't believe he conceived it in his mind and said, I want this nigga gone and let me sit down and let's sit down and concoct a scheme. No, I think that we're all gonna see that. I think that some other people above him sat down with that, conceived that idea and brought him in. I think that's what happened. Okay. Hey, I know I don't know everything, but if I had to guess, I would if I had to bet, I'd be willing to bet quite a bit of money and I believe I would win Okay, you guys, the phone lines are open. 662 area code. That's a Mississippi area code, 471-8841. Now, do I get to keep this Google number or do they change it up? Y'all know I don't do like Google numbers and apps and stuff like that. What we do is we buy phones and throw them away when we finish with them. Let's see. Let me call that number to make sure that it's working. 662-471-8841. I'm just trying to make sure that it's working.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Tamara. Okay, yeah, it's working. It's working. It's working. Nikolai says, are we going to get justice for Flipper? Hey, I've always said it without a shadow of a doubt. I've been saying it for 2 years that Young Dolph is going to get justice. And let me tell y'all something. How I've always believed. After 30 days, Google may deactivate it if you're not active. Okay. And this is why I believe, hey Robert, that Young Dolph is going to get justice. Number one, Cornelius was arrested earlier. I believe, I think I'm getting ready to drop a bomb on y'all. I think Orange Mound Quit may have been the first one brought in. Okay. I think he may have been the first one that was brought in for questioning before Cornelius was even arrested. If my memory serves me correctly. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me. Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara. How you doing?
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, thanks for calling into Real Talk with Tamara.
Hey, Tamara, let's see, this is Robert Mapp. I am one of your favorite subscribers.
This is who?
This Robert Mapp. I always comment under your posts when you talk about your dog.
Okay, well, I'm so glad to hear from you.
You know what? I'm from Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And the way they did Young Dolph was so dirty. That's all that man did was hustle for his family. He got it out the dirt. And that's why I think the industry got something to do with it too. Like, they don't want these rappers to go the independent way. They want to keep them in these slave deals. That's why I really believe they took out Young Dolph. I never liked Yo Gotti. I have arguments with my friends and everything. Yo Gotti always been like a snake to me. And it just says like everybody I argue with and say, oh, Yo Gotti ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm like, come on, man. For one, the man got married that he didn't want to sign with. Then they was taking shots at Dolph. Dolph like, man, I'm just about my business. What do you do to a person if you keep backing them in the corner?
Right.
They're gonna eventually stop. Yeah, and it's not love though. I'll tell you, Miss Tamara, I knew FBG Duck, but when Young Dolph got killed, I cried. I cried like I knew Young Dolph all my life.
I'm gonna tell you something. FBG Duck's case was I watched that case very close. Number one, FBG Duck would have really gone further than anybody from around Chicago because he had such a versatile voice. And they took that boy out because they knew that he was gonna go far. The people that was involved in doing that's just messed up what they took from Chicago.
I'm gonna tell you something, and you might not believe me. I know all of them. I watched all of them grow up. I started working around 63rd in 2009, 2010 in the 20. So that's when they started rapping at.
Hold on for a second. Trail Todd, don't come into my chat, okay? Because when you say that, it makes me think that you're trying to send out terroristic threats on my internet.
Oh my God!
Don't say that to me. Don't tell me not to say anything about Gotti. I feel threatened now. I mean, I could look at that as a motherfucking threat. Do not come into my chat with that, because you're gonna make me real mad. I don't know who you are. As far as I'm concerned, you trying to send out a threat at my motherfucking life. God damn it. Snap a picture of his handler. I feel threatened at this point, and I'm going to file a FBI report. They'll be obligated to see who it was. Don't ever tell me who not to talk about in my goddamn chat, bitch. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, love.
No, you good. That's why I read them ghetto side when you come out. I love it. I love it. But yeah, so I watched all them grow up. So it's like, it's sad. It's sad that these people is like doing this killing for nothing.
Right.
For no reason. For no reason. Then, you know what made me happy? You gotta go and listen to that Let's Go remix. Oh my God, Dolph sound like he ain't never left. Key Glock just dropped that Friday night. When I say Dolph sound like he never left, oh my God, we need another Dolph album.
Right, yes. I love that. Didn't they did the darn thing on that song.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm like this. I was telling my friends, like, man, Dolph ain't even sound like they thought when they killed him that he was gonna stop that folks. I've been watching Young Dolph for the longest. And the way I like about him, he had his cousin Fizzle and Key Glock around him all the time. He taught him everything.
Right.
And I'm like, man, and they really hate PR for no reason. They don't mess with nobody. They just do that. Oh man, all the stuff that was coming on when he died, it was just sickening. I couldn't even listen to. They were saying Key Glock. I'm like, why would Key Glock accept a man that who mentored him to show him you don't have to go to a record label to get no money? That's all.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. The reason why people started they started putting people on the internet to talk about Key Glock did that, and then you have bloggers that just kind of ran with that. Right? It was people put out there after he was taken out to also destroy his legacy, to destroy his whole label, to include his artists, to try and change the narrative. But you know they can't change no narratives over here. That's the reason why Trail. What was his name? Trail. You get your ass up. Stay up out my chat.
And I see, and I'm gonna let you go. I see what's the name ain't stealing your material no more. Oh, Steady Nash. So look, you know, I've been watching you, Miss T. You keep it up. Don't let these people bully you. You keep putting out the truth.
Thank you. I will.
Don't bully you.
I'm not. I appreciate that so much.
All right, I'm pretty ready to go back to your live now.
Okay, hon. Thank you. All right. Shout out to Chicago. He's from out of Chicago. Let me just say this. No, don't come into my chat with no mess now. I fear for my life. Because see, I get to understand. I understand that, you know, when they so damn stupid. A bunch of damn men, you know, that's sissies. They put on their Tinkerbell panties and all of that. It ain't nothing gonna change as it relates to whatever the law enforcement is doing. Okay, it ain't nothing gonna change. Nothing I could say could ever change what has happened, what is happening, and what's gonna happen. But these damn freaks of nature, because I consider men that go after women freaks of nature. These damn freaks of nature don't have no issues with coming into my darn chat trying to threaten me. I fear for my life. Okay. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're coming up in here and you're threatening me and you talk about your God, as far as I'm concerned, you damn CMG. Okay. And so that's what will go in the goddamn FBI report. CMG already got the FBI on top of their head. They don't need me filing reports on them. Okay. Anyways, you guys, the number is 662-471-8841. Okay. 662-471-8841. And like I said, everybody's opinion is welcome. Okay. Oh, Broderick, I'm telling you that I get radical with it. They don't need to come over here messing with me because I ain't. When I get mad, one side of my brain shut off. So I wish they'd leave me alone. But anyways, we're talking about as the trial near, will more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline? Okay. Will more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline? Probably nothing but a bunch of damn other vloggers that like to come in here, ain't got nothing else to do, patrol. They sits up and when they got the notifications on, when I come on, they see I'm on, and so they start wandering, staggering out of the damn meth lab, up in the meth house getting high. So they start to wander out of the meth house. Oh, she on high and all, nose running, everything. So that they can come in and troll until they pass out. Okay. Y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Like, share, and subscribe. The Black Barbie, just don't cuss too much. Call in, girl. Like I said, the number is 662-471-8841. If you want to support the channel, you can hit up the Cash App, the Super Thanks, and make sure you guys get the members. But as I was saying, though, nothing that no vlogger could say on here is going to ever change the outcome of what's going to happen in the Young Dolph case here. It's not going to change the outcome. So whether I say something or not, it don't change a damn thing. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I believe so. We saw Jamarcus early on, and I think Jamarcus should have, hey, I come from another era, right? I came from an era when guys, hey, I used to sit up in when I was this is early on when I worked for MPD, when I was
George the business.
Hey, George the business. Thanks for calling into Real Talk.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hey, this is George. This is the business from Yaktown.
What's
right outside
up?
Detroit. We talked a little while ago.
Okay.
Hey, listen. I just wanted to call and say, listen here. You the truth.
Thank you.
The first time I heard your show, I fell in love. I went in the living room, got my girl, told her to sit down, check this out. I say she putting it down today. What's going on tomorrow? You can't beat that.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna hold you up because you on some heavy topics, but I just had to shoot that at you because when I say that you be shooting the truth from the hip with two big guns, you ain't playing with them. Hey, me and my girl love you.
I love you guys too. Thank you for being subscribers and for tuning in.
I just want my girl to say hi too.
Okay.
Say hi to Tamara. Hey, this Real Talk with Tamara. Say hi. Hi.
Hey, love. You doing okay?
Yeah, on TV right now. Folks, she was live. Quit playing with me.
Tell her I said hello.
Have a good day.
All right, hon.
Say hello. Have a great day.
You too, hon. Stay warm. Is it still cold in Detroit?
Oh, no, it's actually extra hot, and I'm mad because my motorcycle broke.
Okay. Well, hopefully that gets you get that fixed in. But thanks for calling in.
Oh, no doubt. You have a good one,
okay? Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Shout out to Detroit. I have quite a few people from Detroit. Definitely a lot of people from Detroit, Chicago, and around the Baltimore area that look at the show quite a bit. I appreciate that. What's up, Magname Mace? Make sure you guys call in. If you want to call in, the area code is 662-471 8841, 662-471-8841. And we're talking about, as the trial near, will more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline? Okay. Now let me get back to what I was talking about. As people call in, we'll answer that. But we saw Jamarcus start to he gave himself he threw himself a lifeline. What I was getting ready to say is I came from old school, okay? And old school was like when I used to type statements when I first started working for MPD years ago, when I was a transcriptionist, when I would type statements in homicides, if somebody came in there and their family member was caught up in something by way of them, they would take, hey, if they knew their family member was just riding with them, they didn't have anything to do with it, whether it was robbery or whatever, they would say, look here, my sister, my brother ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm going to take all the charges. Let my family member go, especially if they didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, those were people, those were like stand-up people. Hey, Jamarcus, it seems like had very minimum to do with that, right? You would have thought that people would have, but I know that this is a different era, you know, where folks don't even want to do their own time, you know, they want everybody else to do their time. Jamarcus, hey, if it was me, I would have said from the very start, if I knew my sister was in something or my brother was in something by way of me and my flaws, I would have stepped up. Okay. That's how it used to be. Whether I'm in the street or not, that's how it used to be. Hell, I got cousins and shit that was in the street, right? Hey, I'll take that charge. I'll talk. I'll talk. Just, you know, my brother didn't do that. Hey, I'll go ahead and I'll take that. But everybody now is so wimpy. They want you to be quiet and go do their time and your time and theirs and all of that. Don't say none, even though you didn't do anything. Don't save yourself. You get 60 years like me. You got me fucked up. You know, and that's what these people are gonna have to start doing. And hey, to tell you the truth, that's really what they is doing if you want to be for real about it. And I don't give a damn about them doing it. Hey, we need to get back to the era of where people are doing what's right, right? The only reasons why they put this stuff out here about not ratting and all of that is because they wanted to manipulate people into going and doing their time and doing it quietly while they stinking behinds out committing more crime because they don't want to go do their own time. What kind of mess is that? You don't want to do your own time. I would have an issue as a human being with knowing somebody is on trial for something that I did and not say nothing. I would, right? I will woman up. No, my friend didn't do that. I did that. I can't let her go on trial for that. She ain't got to say nothing. They ain't gonna have the opportunity to call her a snitch. Because as a woman, I'm gonna step up and take that. If I did that, I gotta take that. People don't man up and woman up no more. And then they want to point the finger at you when they say you either do it or I'ma do it. Cause I got a family. What you talking about, nigga? You gonna let me just hang the dry like that? Yeah, you know, cause if you don't go do my time, then you a snitch. Y'all, what kind of sense do that make? That don't even sound right. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Young Dolph had a meeting with Damon Dash playing, or Damon Dash was going to meet Young Dolph. Damon Dash ain't had nothing to do with Young Dolph being killed. Yo God and them did. Okay, so Trail, since you come up into my chat, because I wasn't even really say nothing about him. That's who it was. They wanted him dead. Okay, that's who it was. They wanted him gone. If you all want to call in, make sure you guys call in, okay? The number is 662-471-8841. 662-471-8841. And we're talking about as the trial nears, when more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline, okay? When more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline. What's going on, Dominic? Name Dame Dash signed the rapper's currency, not Young Dolph. Yeah, Dame Dash ain't had nothing to do with what happened to Young Dolph. Let me tell y'all something. As far as the people in the industry, I'll say like the execs that we think of as execs, it says CMG and Jay-Z wanted Young Dolph dead, plus his business that Young Dolph had started. Okay. So Hey, some of those music execs, I mean, I could safely say they probably didn't care about him dying, and I'm gonna tell y'all why they probably didn't care. I won't go as far as to say they called it.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk. How can I help you?
Yeah, let's get this campaign going. Free sex drop right now, immediately.
Well, what you calling me for? Hell, you need to be going to talk to his lawyer and all of that. Shit, bye.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send.
Sir, you need to turn your TV down. Okay, now they want to call and play on the phone. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't believe that that's CMG playing on the phone. That nigga that's about that. Let's just say this free straight drop, nigga. You sound like you older than me. You ought to be ashamed of yourself to be getting up on my phone, getting up on this line, calling, harassing me, talking about free straight drop. If y'all want a free straight drop, y'all shouldn't. Nigga, you sound older than me, so that makes you a damn fool. So why didn't you tell Straight Drop not to be out there doing that to young Dolph? If you really meant him some good, nigga, old ass nigga, you ain't got no business calling my line with your old ass bitch talking about free somebody, hoe. What you should have been doing as an old ass nigga, you should have been trying to put some knowledge in his head, motherfucker. That's what you should have been doing, old ass fuck nigga. Lord forgive me for saying it, but when an old nigga like that called talking about free straight drop, that pisses me off, nigga, because what y'all should have been doing was trying to help him instead of messing him over. Okay, Alabama, here to go ahead. I'm glad you called and calm me down. I got mad.
Ooh, you done hit the mother load.
Whew, that made me mad. Somebody, he sound like he over in his 50s talking about free straight drop.
Ain't nobody studying you, fool. Listen, let me tell you something. The other day I called you, what did I call you? I called you, the cussing investigator. I think you done tap in on something. So you need to go up.
Just like the cussing pastor, huh?
Yes, absolutely. If you can stand these trolls, you gonna be alright. Yeah.
I'm telling you. I ain't gonna let neither one. I ain't gonna let no other troll. That just listening to his voice, and he sound like he older than Jesus. That just did something to me. Talking about first of all, free straight drop, nigga. You could be his granddaddy, and you talk about free him. How come you weren't trying to help him before he went?
For real though. Probably one of them to send him out.
I'm telling you. That's exactly what it was. That's what pissed me off. That that just did something to me. One side of my brain shut down at that point.
Yeah, don't let these folks get to you. But I'm telling you, in chat, I'm telling y'all, she might be on to something. If you get past the trolls, you might be on to something. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But what you think about that though? Do you think that what do you think? Do you think that straight drop, in your opinion? Do you think that he would tell the whole truth, not just crumbs or try to toy with the idea if he get a good deal or whatever? Do you think that he would ever tell the whole truth?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is how it always happens. I'm going to give them a little bit. I'm going to give them a half truth. I'm going to give them crumbs and see if they can figure the rest out, for in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
But straight drop and painted the narrative that he's just an ultra super gangster and he ain't talking to nobody. Okay, that's cool. But when they got you in the crosshairs of a 60-year prison sentence and you 26 right now,
mm-hmm.
Come on now. It's human nature It's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna wait to the very last minute. So when they tell him your information is not even gonna be valid, it's not even gonna be strong enough to get what you want if you don't talk now. He gonna talk.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna talk.
Right.
You know, but he gonna hold out for as long as he can. Yeah.
Michael X says straight drop ain't killed Dolph. He just helped plan it.
Oh, okay.
No, Michael X. Hey, I respect your opinion, but I don't. That's not true.
Yeah. So I mean, people gonna believe what they want to believe. You know?
That's true.
Some people believe that he got killed and they put him in a deep freezer and dropped him out on Wednesday morning. And, but hey, it is what it is. It's all gonna come out.
Yeah, it's all one thing for sure. It's definitely all gonna come out. That's for sure. And that's the reason why I've always said, like people can believe who they want to. Don't get so mad. You know what I mean? The only time I get mad is when people come at me. But I've always said, be respectful of logical, because everybody has their own thoughts, because people don't really know everything, right?
Hey, you're right. Michael X said, hey, you need to do your research. He didn't say you need to do your research. He said it's on YouTube, so it got to be true, right? Salute Michael X. Man.
Yeah, salute to Michael X, I tell you.
Lord have mercy. But for real, hey, listen. It's a million other calls that's gonna call in. Some trolls, some not. But I want to say this: you might be on to something.
You're right.
You might be on to something. Yeah. So congratulations, salute to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna hop back in the comments and justice for Dolph. Long live Dolph.
Yeah, long live Dolph. Thank you for calling in, Alabama.
All right, Miss T.
This damn fool calling me back, but that's all right. Okay. Thank you, love.
All right.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Hey, love. Thanks for calling Real Talk. You need to turn your phone down, your TV off.
Call from Cecilia. To accept.
Hey, Cecilia.
Hey, how you doing, young lady?
I'm doing good.
That's good. How's the weather there? Because it's like 80 degrees here today.
It's beautiful. It's about 79. Yeah. It's beautiful. That's
Same
perfect.
Here. Yeah, I love it. I want to stay like that.
I know that's right.
I was talking about young Dolph. Forget about straight drop. And all that. Like I say, they turn on each other now. They're trying to cut deals. There's nothing gonna happen. They're about to go through their time.
Mm-hmm.
And watch their back and don't drop the soap. You know what I mean?
Right. One thing for sure, you have to reap what you sow. And hey, listen, like Alabama Hilda was just saying, it's in human nature to self-preserve, right? Especially when you start thinking about 60 years and all of that, it's in human nature to do that. Hey,
right.
They know already. Nobody has to tell them what they did was wrong. They already know that it was wrong. So,
right.
No, go ahead.
It's right. No, you're right about all of it. I mean, it's just not about them. They did it. All that adrenaline and running and saying, okay, we're going to go make this money. Look what happened. A couple of bumbling fools. Now they're going to do some time, do life, maybe get the death penalty in Tennessee. And then you're going to go do what Gotti say do. Now Gotti feeling like a stupid ass fool, excuse my French, because again, he the one stirred up the pot. He stirred the pot. He kept on stirring that pot. Now that pot burnt over. Your brother gone now. Now your mama gonna be next in the grave. I'm serious. Because she can't take it. Now look at Gotti. Gotti got to say, like I told you before, Tamara, in a separate conversation, what's gonna happen with that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But you best believe when that hunter shot of Dolph Van down in North Carolina, you best believe the feds gonna go all the way back to then, 2016 to the present. That's all I'm at to say to that one. Because, like I said, you got them trolls on there want to put their name out there talking about Gotti. Hell, what Gotti? Gotti's caused all this mess. Ain't no way around it. And there's no way around it. Until that young man talking about Dame Dash is going to sign Young Dolph. No, he was not. He signed Currency from Louisiana. That's who he signed. Now, Dame Dash been in Detroit for the past couple of weeks trying to get a record company here, trying to get rappers here. This man did a movie here called The Prince of Detroit. So he's been in Detroit a lot. You sure have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't need to listen to what them clowns say. You know, the devil trying to be busy. You know, this is the year for God to reveal things to you. He's revealing all the stuff that's going on.
That's true. This is definitely the year of revelation, and which is a beautiful thing.
Revelation.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing. You see now the God don't like ugly. You ain't too fucking keen about free.
That's true.
It is what it is.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Okay, thanks for calling in. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Callers, the number is 662-471-8841. 662-471-8841. Okay. As the trial nears,
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Please don't go.
Hey, can I help you? This is Real Talk.
I'm from Hughes, Arkansas. Hughes and Marion, Arkansas. We love Dolph down here. Rest in peace, young Dolph.
Yeah, rest in peace to young Dolph. Now, how far are you all from Little Rock?
We like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay, so you all are like right around like Pine Bluff, but I think Pine Bluff is like past Little Rock, right?
We by West Memphis. You by Memphis. I'm a Memphis nigga. North Memphis, Justin White. We right by Memphis. Hughes, West Memphis, and Memphis.
Oh, okay. So you living in yeah. You need to turn your TV down for me, love. Turn your TV down. Okay. Yeah. So you're living in Arkansas, but you're from around North Memphis.
Yeah, I used to stay in North Memphis.
Oh, okay. So what you think about this situation as it is? So since you're out of North Memphis, I'm interested. Did you grow up around Gotti and them?
Man, I grew up around them. All of them went to the club over there, Crystal Palace over there, and all them clubs know that everything. But this is what I'm saying. Rest in peace, young Dolph. I love Gotti too. I ain't gonna lie because you're a hard rapper, but I hate the movie pool. You know what I mean? Them two right there, my favorite rappers out of since 666 and Crunchy Black and all them gone. It was Gotti. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Dolph, I just picked up on Dolph. You know what I mean? And when he was beefing with Gotti, I was like, who was this fool beefing with my rapper? Like that, but as I started listening to his music and studying him, he's a real nigga, just like me.
Yeah.
Everybody. And you know what I'm saying? That's where his blessings were coming from.
Right.
And I just don't like the way they did him, man. Hey, rest in peace, young Dolph. It's come over everything with me down here. All right. And I'm finna come and take a picture at Makita's with Dolph all over me. T-shirt, pants, all. God damn it. I love young Dolph. Rest in peace, Dolph.
All right. Thank you for calling in, love. Shout out to the caller. He said he get ready to come and take a picture with camo everything. I ain't mad at him. Y'all make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to Arkansas. It's at Whitehall. I used to get quite a few cases. I was working on a case. Oh my God. I was in Pine Bluff constantly around Whitehall and Pine Bluff. I promise you. And that drive was something else. Y'all make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe for me. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I'd be interested in hearing like when people call in from North Memphis, especially if they grew up around older and grew up around Gotti in them time. I'd be interested in knowing how they feel about that, right? Hey, I've heard people say that there is a lot of division, and I always knew it was as it relates to the parties that was affiliated with both camps, right? But when people was talking about there was a North Memphis and South Memphis war going on, hey, I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was a North Memphis, South Memphis war going on because, to be honest, even when that happened to Young Dolph, you know, I didn't see a lot of North Memphis dudes. I didn't. Maybe I just didn't know them. I didn't see a lot of North Memphis dudes that was not affiliated with CMG Camp and all of those labels that are affiliates of CMG. I didn't see them being disrespectful to Young Dolph, right? I just didn't. I was on social media and stuff, and I didn't hear North, you know, people saying I'm from North Memphis, F Young Dolph because I'm from North Memphis. I didn't see that, because you have to understand, like, Young Dolph was 36 years old. The dudes that like Gotti and Jook them age, they're in their 40s. Hey, I just, other than the ones that you know, I just didn't see that energy. Hey, but I'm not in North Memphis. I just didn't see that energy. And hey, but hey, the Alabama Hitter says, I knew about North and South Memphis wars. What I saw was, even like in South Memphis, dudes who may have had some type of affiliation with Black Youngster, and I noticed, because I used to date date a guy, right? He was my ex-boyfriend. You talking about hard to the core, from around South Parkway, okay? And they were, Black Youngster kind of had looked up to them as his big dog or whatever at some point, you know, before he got with CMG. And like I said, I had never seen a frown, and he one of them type the street dudes that he don't talk a lot, right? He don't talk a lot, but I had the opportunity to talk to him on FaceTime, and I had never seen a frown so deep in his face, and he was just like, no, that was, no, they shouldn't have did that to Dolph. That wasn't right there. Like I said, I'd never seen a frown so deep in his face, but he didn't talk a whole lot because he's a real street dude. Okay, that's how I know what real street dudes do. Hold on, you guys. Okay, whoever that was that just called in from Massachusetts, called back. Hey, I was still running my chaps. The number is, but like I said, he was just like, no, that wasn't right. That should not have happened. And he out in the street for real. So that's why I say, you know, when people start talking about, you know, real street dudes ain't necessarily cold hearted. They move smart. And just taking people out on emotions, that ain't something that they do, because they're real street dudes. They know how to move in the street. Okay. They hardcore street dudes. All this emotionalism, that's pink panty little girl stuff. I would say that they're really not street dudes. They get other people to do their dirt based on their their emotionalism, rather. I said emotionalism. So it's a lot of people that just did not agree with that. Rather, they was on, and they, you know, they had taken Black Youngster up under their wing at some point, but they did not like that, right? They didn't like that. So just because you run with somebody don't mean you have to subscribe to what they do. It was nothing right about what was done. You got two, like I've been very honest about, hey, Yo Gotti was my era. My cousins and them, when he was in them hole in the wall clubs, they used to love Gotti. They mess with him the long way, right? So I started listening to his music by way of them. He was my era. Young Dolph came after Yo Gotti. That was around the time I had really got into my gospel music and stuff, and was praising the Lord and all of that. So I was very honest about that. I wasn't really listening even to rap music anymore, right? But so I always said that Yo Gotti was talented. Hey, I won't take that from him. But everybody has their era, their time come and goes. Also, so Yo Gotti had his time. Young Dolph started coming after him. It was Young Dolph's time or whatever, right? And so that's why I can't understand why people feel like that nobody is supposed to come after me. There was nothing right about how it was handled, because both of those guys could have been like Master P and Baby. We always heard rumors and stuff about Master P and Baby. Hey, they both did their thing as it relates to New Orleans. Hey, people say that Jay Prince put the South on, but Master P put the South on, as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't know anything about Jay Prince. That was way before my time, right? Before I even knew anything about rap. I knew that Master P put the South on, and it was enough room for him and baby. And people would say, well, him and baby weren't getting along. If they were not getting along, they sure didn't let it go outside of New Orleans, because when they accepted those awards, they sure gave each other props, and that's how you're supposed to do it, right? They had their artists, they had a different sound. Master P had his artists. They was both making boohoos of money, so Master P or baby didn't have time to be counting each other's pockets. They was trying to make the money that was limitless, right? I didn't see them trying to stop each other from getting money. When you're trying to block somebody else, what you're doing is blocking your own pockets. You can't focus on yourself. And so I think that's the type of thing that happened. Hey, thanks for calling in to Real Talk with Tamara.
What's going on, love?
What's up?
Man, not much. You know they gotta throw themselves a lifeline.
Why you say that? Why you say they're going? Do you think everybody is going to throw themselves a lifeline?
No, they can't.
Why you say they can't?
They're gonna because they can't. Because number one, they back on be against the wall because they're gonna have to throw themselves a lifeline because it's more than young Dolph body in this RICO.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so damn big. That's why it's so big.
And everybody can tell. And everybody can tell. And I'm not saying anything that I shouldn't say as it relates to this. I'm not putting out anything. I'm just saying I think everybody can feel in the atmosphere that there's definitely a RICO going on.
Yeah, and it's more than young Dolph body that's gonna be in it.
And you started talking about dating back from 2016. I'm talking about when all of this stuff, when it initially started, with young Dolph.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they running it all the way back to Feds and
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the thing. If they won't got it, it's just whether they gonna have enough to get it.
Right.
So, but the state can't get it because he have enough money he can buy this shit.
Right.
So the feds are gonna have to get it.
Well, when you start talking about the type of money that traveled over state lines, when Straight Drop started, running and traveling over state lines and picking up money and stuff, that that brought the feds in anyways. When money was being paid from different states, that made it federal anyways. Even before, yeah.
Yeah, and see. But yeah, they're gonna have to throw their simple lifeline. Well, it's a lot of people already threw their simple lifeline. Quit one of them.
You think so?
Listen, you don't get that type of money he got. You make it and do everything you can to violate the government behind bars.
You said he done did everything he can to try and violate.
Yeah, he did everything he can to try to go back to jail. They won't and that would have been me and you. That would have been two of them up to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's how you know he's telling good.
I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think What you think Straight Drop gonna do?
I hope he ride it out. I hope he ride it out to the end so everything can come out. But it all depends on what they got. They probably say, look, man, look, we got this. You sure you want to play with this? Because this was going to come behind.
They been told him that. They been told him that.
Because they got, yeah, they throwing some lifeline. I just want to know what CEO Bobby and Quentin, the best I ever seen do it.
Why you say that?
Because I ain't never seen nobody get out and constantly go back to jail and get out and do stuff they do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be good. You gotta be good and skilled to that type of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let me ask you: do you think that Quet was the mastermind?
No.
I don't either. But I've always said that.
One of the masterminds is dead.
You said it's Diddy.
There you go.
Did you say Diddy or dead?
No,
you said dead. I was curious. I was curious to say. I know you ain't flipped.
one of the masterminds is dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that one of the masterminds is dead. The other ones ain't.
Yeah, it's a couple more.
I know it. And before you bitches start calling in, the police know it too. And see, I think that's what people need to understand is that, like, if it's one thing when people say it's one thing to know that a person did something, it's another thing to prove it. But when you're talking about the type of money that was put out there, the feds is not gonna let it go. It's who the people that did it got too much money, and they gonna drain that money.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. See, like then what people said, relax. When this happened, the police knew what happened. The streets knew what happened.
Mm-hmm.
The streets knew what happened. Police knew what happened. It wasn't like it was no surprise. Y'all gotta look at it. Like when that shit happened, they pretty much let it be known that they knew. Look at all the places they started going.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much knew. It wasn't no secret.
I truly believe that they thought that they was gonna get away with it. It was a lot of people that knew already, like those little dudes like JoJo Splat and CEO Bobby and them. They thought that they was, they wanted to be able to brag about that. It's sad, but people of their element, right? They was bragging about that. They knew what had happened, and they was posting on social media early on. And I don't think they knew how the folks was on their tail. I believe that a lot of their social medias were taken down. If you notice, a lot of them social medias started getting taken down. A lot of those social medias were subpoenaed and all of that stuff, phones and stuff. Hey, all the phones that was pinging in that area, they could that all of those have been subpoenaed, all those records. Every phone that pinged off of that, those towers around where the cookie shop was and stuff. All of that stuff was subpoenaed. All of those text messages. I don't know why people think that they could talk on a darn phone and they not be able to get the transcript of what you said, even if they can't get the voice situation. So
they can get the transfer. All they got to do is go on there. Look, we're gonna get these rappers. Y'all ain't getting them. We're gonna get a warning. Go get this shit. Y'all gonna hand it over. We're gonna come get it.
So hey, they basically did it to themselves, and they basically told on the people that, just based on that. So that's why when people were saying that hey, I was told early on, like early on, by somebody, when people were saying that a certain person was not involved. I was told early on that he had told his brothers and them to take them damn phones and throw them in the river. So in order for the person to tell me that, evidently that was very credible.
I mean, everybody in the street knew. The police knew. Police pretty much gave it away when it happened. But here's the thing. Whoever planned the damn getaways didn't be planning nothing no more ever in life. Not a birthday party, not Christmas, Thanksgiving. And these fools go drop the car off in the residential neighborhood where everybody know every damn thing.
Right. Well, like I said, hey, I hate it happened. It's amazing to me how people are still making stupid decisions. They feel like at this point, they're gonna be hushing folks up. What they doing now is basically getting themselves the death penalty because everything is known, right? The folks know everything. So I mean, at this point, when you know everything, all you need is people that was involved to corroborate that. That's how you get a damn conviction. Trust me, them folks went and did they work. Why you think I've always said from day one, no damn vlog or no, not unless they was out there, can solve the Young Dolph's case because the experts, the law enforcement officers that was involved did a damn good job of doing that. We don't have the type of intelligence that they have. I'm talking about as far as like equipment or the authority to subpoena records and stuff like that. They have way more access to everything. We don't know who the witnesses are. We don't know any of that. They got access to all that. They had people calling in. Crime Stoppers was jumping off the chain because people was calling in that knew what giving anonymous tips and things of that nature because folks was talking. They felt like Young Dolph was this big fish and they thought that this was a badge of honor to be able to take a young man's life, right? And you had people, you still have people that are human. Hey, I might not mess with Young Dolph like that, but that stuff wasn't cool right there. Them dudes was wrong.
I mean, everybody said they were wrong, even me. And y'all know I'm CMG to the phone.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just keeping it real. Like it wasn't right, it wasn't cool.
No, it wasn't right. It wasn't no reason. It wasn't no reason. So since you say you CMG to the bone, why do you think they took Young Dolph out since you CMG? Tell us that. Why they do that?
I can't tell you why they did it because I don't know.
No, I'm talking about why do you believe? All you can say is what you think. And this is just based on your opinion because you don't know, but based on your opinion, why do you think they did it?
Well, I think they caused the wedge between Jook and Dolph. That's why both of them dead fast.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no secret. They caused the wedge between Jook and Dolph and we had a good relationship. That's why both of them are going to jail.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, it's messed up. All of that emotions. All of those emotions really put another blood stain, on Memphis because I hate that happened to Jook. Like, even though I know that Jook was involved with what happened to Young Dolph, like it does not give me any satisfaction or gratification to see that Jook lost his life because if you look at Jook was very active with his children and stuff. Hey, somebody was showing a video or something of his daughter or something like that. It came down my timeline, I believe. And just seeing, his daughter is old enough to understand, just like Young Dolph's kids are. You could see the pain in their eyes. Like when I think about Yo Gotti's mother, and I don't know their mother, but seeing a mother leaning down over her child like that, I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. As mothers, we always feel like, regardless of how old our children are, we want to be able to protect them and all of that good stuff. And seeing her kneel down over her child like that, knowing in desperation as a mother, that hurt me. I would not wish that upon anybody. I didn't wish no death upon Jook. I would never wish death upon him. I didn't like that at all. What I did want, I do believe in is justice, right? I believe in justice. I didn't like that at all, so that's the reason why you don't ever hear me saying anything disrespectful as it relates to him. I know we all have to reap what we sow. What you put into the atmosphere is what come back to you. But as far as his mother is concerned, I wouldn't wish that type of pain up on anybody. And looking at his mother, you could tell that she is still hurt. Because I saw her picture of her on Facebook. That lady is still hurt.
Yeah, well, she was more close to him. And all of because he had been through with her, but the rest of them didn't see. He had been on the come up before all the fame and the money. She explained that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like I said, I believe in justice, but the the sad thing about it is, you know, hey, if Jook had lived, would he be going to jail? At some point, Jook was going to be indicted, and he knew it. Jook knew he was gonna be indicted. He was just waiting.
Yeah, Jook was going. Youngster was going.
And he's still going.
Thaddius Young, if your name keep popping up, you might
See, I never heard of Thaddius Young. That's something new to me. I don't know. You know, when somebody mentioned Thaddius Young in my chat the other day, they said he was a basketball player or something. So I went and looked him up. I gotta be honest. Hey, when y'all mentioned him, that was the first time. It might have been the second time, but that was the first time I had really heard of a Thaddius Young, because I didn't even know how he looked. So I don't know how his name got brought. I don't know how Thaddius Young name got brought into it. So let me ask you this. Maybe this is what I asked the other day. Is he still an NBA? He's still an NBA player, right? Is he still in the NBA?
Yeah, he played for the Phoenix Suns.
So why would an NBA player that's not involved in the music industry want young Dolph gone?
I don't know.
I mean, because if he's just hooping, you know what I mean? Normally when people want folks out the way, it's because they have an interest in something, right? They have an interest in something. So I'm just trying to figure out the logic of that. Like, we know, like, as far as if the Zebo name come up, Zebo called himself pushing a record label, right? So hey, so he kind of intertwines with people in the industry. But I never heard of Thaddius Young, but I'm not saying he's not involved, because as I've said, I don't know everything. I had never heard of him.
But I think if he's gonna be his connection with Zebo go down, he's most likely going back.
Oh, I see. So is Thaddius Young? Is he from out of Indiana? Is he originally from Indiana?
That I don't know, but I know he had Lincoln side.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's like the NBA brotherhood. So you know, if the Zebo go down, Thad going down. So do you think the Jook case gonna be solved or close to getting solved?
Hey, I don't know. I think they already. I think they already know what happened to Jook. Yeah, the police know what happened to him. I mean, being able to prove it is something else. I mean, or I would say, I'm not going to say the police know what happened to him. They might have an idea of what happened to him and who did it. But now, what you're thinking and what I'm thinking will probably be two different things, because I know you want to try to say you feel like paper route has something to do with it. I don't think the police feel going in the route of paper route.
No, there wasn't. No.
Oh, okay.
Now this is a little bit over.
I was going to say I don't believe that the police is going. I don't think that the police ever went in the route of paper route. That's the reason why I've always said paper route didn't do that to Jook. Oh, they said Thaddius is from Walker Homes. He grew up in South Memphis. So he grew up around Moneybag.
Yeah, he went to high school out there.
Oh, so he grew up around, and if he grew up in Walker Homes, he grew up around Moneybag in them. I don't know what his age is.
Yeah, he's up in that range with, yeah. So yeah, so you can see how he can be thrown into the frying pan.
He's 36, so he would be around Young Dolph and Moneybags in them age. He's a little older than Moneybag in them, but definitely around Young Dolph's age.
Bingo.
I tell you.
You almost got to solve this thing.
Well, the good thing about it is I ain't got to solve it. It's already solved, and the folks solved it. The people, you know, they call the police the people, the folks. I think in certain areas they call them the people. I call it the folks, because I say in a minute I'm gonna call them folks on you. The folks solved it.
Yeah, had to go. Stay out there wait, but no, but I don't know. So you think anybody gonna go to jail for this? Like, cause they're crazy. Cause like, there had to be a bold move to get out wide open.
Are you talking about Big Jook? I'm gonna tell you something. Just from what I can see, this is my observation. Just from what I can see, them folks going up in there on Big Jook like that, if it happened the way that they're saying that it happened, they went up into the church. Michael X says that God is not going to jail. I don't know. I believe at some point that he will, but maybe he won't. You know what I mean? I can't predict the future, so I mean, they've been trying to get him for a long time. They've been trying to get him for a long time, and you don't just try to get somebody. He said himself that the folks been trying to get him. So you don't be just trying to get somebody if they just for nothing. They have a reason to be trying to get him.
See, you gotta be careful of the words you say. Because he said we're gonna die together. We're gonna face the jury. Then he went around saying, fuck you, funny diamond, fuck you. Now they get like living hell.
And he was saying that like what, around 2008. He been saying that since for almost 20 years.
He was saying that before then, like 2001, 2002.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be mindful of the words that they come out your mouth. It's gonna make your life live hell.
Yeah, that's true. But as far as Big Jook, just from my observation, my opinion, based on, they walk into the church and sit in the back of the church. Those are professional hitmen. They sit in the back of the church. It's obvious that they are not from around Memphis because everybody in Memphis know each other. Okay. Especially that crowd of people. They knew a wide variety of people. So, they would have easily recognized them even with a mask on. That's not their first hit. They went in there with a mission, They targeted the person. Hey, in order for all of them to walk up in there like that, I believe that they made a decision at that point. I don't know. I don't think that they were young men, because young men, a bunch of damn fools. They'd have been standing all up on the pews and stuff because they want to be Superman and all of that. They used to looking at the Superman videos and all of that. They would have been running and jumping up on the pews and trying to stand up on the casket, popping the gun and stuff, because they still got them cartoons in their head. So these probably was some older gentlemen, probably in their late 30s or something like that, level-headed, that are professionals.
But see, this is what, because when the statement he made in the text message, or the message, whatever he sent the money bag, which I hate money bag, put this shit out because you really got everybody looking at you like, bruh, really. But see, for them to have the balls to do that, and the way they went in there, somebody knew they was. I'm gonna say somebody had to know they were coming. So they knew somebody. You ain't just going to no long gangster funeral and don't know nobody. You just look odd. No, they ain't going for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even with the funeral being very packed, that person that had died, they knew just about everybody all over Memphis. So even with the funeral being packed, somebody would have seen or said, you know what, that was such and such that sat back there at the back. Somebody would have, seen them. People did see them. It's obvious that they were not recognizable, because even with a mask on, just a COVID mask on, a person is recognizable if their face is familiar. You see what I mean?
So yeah, I just think, but I think a guy that goes down for anything, he'll was still we all be drunk. But if he go down for anything, I don't think it's gonna be for those doctors. I think it's gonna be something totally different.
Well, you could be right about that. Hey, one thing for sure, we can't predict the future. I don't know. I believe at some point they're gonna get him for something.
Yeah, because they want him to be. But I just hate that the war that they started off between North Mississippi, South Mississippi, East Mississippi, so crazy. You feel me? I ain't gonna say it's all because of that, but it's majority because of it. Because all these cliques and crews, now they gotta really put their life on. I'm not like the one that can't afford to go out of town and go to these big mansion parties. Like they the one gotta die for this. What these people call this shit, they gotta die for this. Feel me?
And Rose says Gotti can't beat conspiracy.
Well, they gotta be able to prove it. He ain't gonna get charged on no state level because they know we got the money to buy it out. So they're gonna have to charge him fed or let him go. He can buy that state out.
Thank you, Detroit Go Getter, for the Cash App. I appreciate that so much. You guys, make sure if you want to support the channel, you can support it via Cash App, $ Real Talk with Tamara, or you could hit the super chat or whatever.
Yeah, but that pretty much gonna sum that up. Yeah,
I agree. Hero Fix TV says, believe it or not, there are black professional hitmen that never get caught. Right. Those were professionals. You know what I mean? To walk in there like that. What they came with a mission, and they weren't going to leave and go back to, I heard it was, from, they weren't going to leave and go back wherever they came from without getting what they came for.
Because they could. Kind of like the big and small, you can't. Especially when you already been there. Well, But yeah.
Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. Big Jook has spoken about on his the day before he was taken out. He, let it be known that he was, beefing with some people.
But it seems like, it seems like to me, I ain't the smartest man in the world, but if I'm reading between the lines, it's like he's into it with the people that's already in their church.
Yeah, because he said, rather than face me, you rather snake me. So, I mean, when somebody snake you, that's somebody that's in your inner circle. He was not in the paper route. Dudes were not messing with Jook or affiliated with him. They, they wouldn't have snaked him. They just would have. See, the way I look at it, people that's around you are the only ones that could snake you, right? People, your ops slide on you, right? Because they're not in your inner situation.
Right. That's right.
So he said, you trying to snake me. That's somebody that is affiliated with him some kind of way. I don't know what capacity. Now, I hear people say that they think that Gotti did that to his brother. Now, I don't believe that Gotti did that to his brother. I don't believe that. I do believe that his big head ass loved his brother, but I don't believe that. There's some people that do, but I don't believe that he had anything to do, not directly what happened to his brother.
No, but when you out there like that, and you gotta know shit's coming down the pipe. You
Mm-hmm. Stop bringing who Michael X. Stop bringing who name up. Stop bringing who name up, Michael X.
What they do earlier to say straight drop wasn't going to fail? Or straight drop didn't see no man?
I don't know. I've been sporadically looking at the chat. Michael X, who are you talking about?
He might be coming from. He might be sent from CMG as a play. You bring them out when you talk about the dog game, though.
Yeah, I be bringing them out. I brings out all the trolls. And I'm gonna tell you something. It don't be nothing, but it be people from like other channels that are, or trolls or interns and stuff like that. I don't believe that nobody inside of CMG. They probably got their behinds in the chat, but I don't believe they typing. That's a bunch of damn fools that want some attention.
Yeah, you right. I agree.
Cypress, you there?
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. You guys, make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all run the likes up. Let me see how many likes I got. Moderators, make sure y'all remind people to hit the like button. Okay, like, share, and subscribe for me. Hit the like button. Shit. I will do that. Y'all keep running the likes up for me. It's 291 people up in here. We only got 133 likes. We supposed to have at least 200 likes. That's at least. We supposed to have 190 something. Shit, it's almost 300 people in here. Wait a minute. Yeah, we supposed to have at least 290. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Yeah, it's 290 people in here. We're supposed to have 290 likes.
When Cornelius go back to court?
Cornelius goes back to court in May, I do believe. He goes back to court in May. So what you think about that situation? What do you think about that situation with Cornelius?
He gonna snitch. You know what's gonna happen? He gonna snitch. He ain't set up and got big for nothing. He gonna tell it. Even though I still think it's a little bit too late for him. A little bit too late. He was a little bit too late in the game, but he's telling.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all run them likes up.
I think he might get a 30 piece or 50 piece.
Or he might get less than that. They said Deshaun says he probably done got bigger. We haven't seen him in forever. Right, because he been stopped coming to court, didn't he? You guys make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button if you want to support the channel. Hit the cash app. If you want to call in, the number is 662-471-8841. 662-471-8841. If you want to call in, you could definitely call in and keep it on topic.
But I think it's important for Playboy to go to trial for everybody to know what it was. Because if he don't, it's going to be a rap.
You said if he don't, he what now?
I said it's going to be a rap if he don't go to trial. Because that's the only way everything going to come out. Somebody got to go to trial. Quinn ain't going to trial.
You don't think Quinn? You don't think we're gonna go to trial?
Nah, man, you don't get a $95,000 fund to be able to make it. Now, man, every rule it is possible and don't bullshit. No, you ain't going to trial. You'll be the biggest fool in the world. Yeah, but yeah.
Well, Orange Mound quit. Orange Mound quit is a career. That's a career situation for him. So he's a lot smarter than a lot of those young dudes, right?
Yeah, so they sat in there all that time, like, and then y'all let him get the deal for y'all, and y'all been in there. Like, I said, yeah. Y'all let him get the deal. Y'all been in there.
Hold on, move right. Sorry. Okay, Cypress, I got another call coming in, so you can call me back.
Okay.
All right. That person from Texas that just called back. I got back too late. I had stepped away from my phone. The number is 662-471-8841. Whoever that was that just call back. Okay. We're talking about as the trial nears, with more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline. When more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline. I don't know who that was that had called from Texas, but you could definitely call back. The 254 area code. You could definitely call back. What's that? 801. Anyways, you guys. It says cornbread don't got time for y'all shenanigans. He's eating good, smoking trees. He be at the chapel. He goes to the chapel. So he's trying to get closer to God. Hold on, I'm going to call that number back. We're going to see who this was.
Hello.
Hey, did someone call Real Talk with Tamara?
Hey, Tam, it's straight to the point. Bristol, Polo, all the same.
Hey, straight to the point. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to touch on this topic, quick on this topic, which...
Okay, go ahead.
All right, well, salute to the chat, salute to Memphis, Cypress, man. Look, everybody is gonna snake everybody in this situation. Much less, not anything much less than what they've already been doing. Now, a lot of people got offended when I said this, Tam Queen. They got offended on Cypress's channel when I said that people in both PRE camp and as well as CMG camp, both of them are all snaking each other. And let me tell you why. Because Project Pat had put in perspective a while back. He had said that Memphis, and you being from Memphis, Cypress being from Memphis, Plea, everybody being from Memphis, they know that there's a lot of leaders. And the thing that he said, when you have a lot of leaders, you really don't have like any type of structure. Everybody's so competitive. Well, where do you think that spills over into? When you get into the legal system, you get into trouble, streets and all that other stuff. Well, somebody gonna bend, break, and fold. And see, in this situation right here, let's just be honest, man. As much as everybody want to say that they love Dolph, and you know they riding for Dolph and everything like that, a lot of the people that said that they loved Dolph, they wanted his spot, okay? And when the people are in the interrogation room or they on the stand and all this other stuff, you get a whole another dose of reality, especially when you start looking at years behind bars, you missing your family, watching your kids grow up,
people passing away and stuff like that, that's going to set into a lot of people. A lot of people can't handle it. And I've said that numerous times. So to answer your question, yes, I believe absolutely on both ends. There are going to be people that are going to bend, break, and fold. And that includes people that are, quote unquote, supposed to be doing the right thing, excluding you, Tam, because you are for doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But some of these people, like I told you, they're crooked, and they're going to bend, break, and fold too. And they're going to be getting caught up in some stuff too, because I believe that it's deeper than what we think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't feel like everybody gonna stand on business. You know what I'm saying? That's just like.
So what do you think about straight drop? What do you think about, because people kind of focus more on straight drop? That's because he's been more flamboyant. What do you think about that?
I believe, because didn't Memphis say that he was probably gonna rap?
I don't know.
Well, I like straight drop music. I like all their music, Town. You know, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like all of their music, but at the same token, I do believe that somebody gonna bend, break, and fold, and that includes him. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it from a youth factor. It doesn't take anything away from the music, but let's just be honest, Tam. I mean, if we're gonna sit up here and we're gonna be like, oh yeah, well, these guys really wanted to do it and all this other stuff, I don't believe that any of these guys. Honestly, Tam, I don't think anybody really wanted R.I.P. Dolph. I don't think anybody wanted it to go to that extent. I believe that what they really wanted to do.
Why they do it?
What?
Because they didn't have to trail him. They could have broke off. Why they do it?
Well, okay. I'm gonna put it to you like this, okay? Was Dolph a saint? No. Was Jook a saint? No. Was any of the guys that's affiliated with the streets in Memphis or anywhere in the United States of America that's constantly getting hit, including Chicago, including Dallas, including Miami, were anybody of that magnitude, were they saints? No. But did any of these guys deserve to be hit like how they got hit? That raises a lot of questions. But no, it does raise a lot of questions. Now, me, in my opinion, no, because like I said, I have friends that love Young Dolph. I was a fan of Young Dolph music, and to be honest with you, Tam, I know sometimes you would be like, because I would be in the chat and I would say a lot of these people that sit up here and say that they love Young Dolph, they really didn't listen to his music like that. They didn't really know Dolph like that. The only reason they saw they want to support him is because of the way that he went out. And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be hit up the way that he did. But let me get to the point of what I'm saying on this town. I do not believe that any of these guys that are involved right now, that they're saying that they're involved in stuff, and these people that are, in jail, all this stuff, I don't believe that they're going to be loyal to the soil. And I believe that people are going to break code. There's people breaking code right now, and everything is going in mayhem and havoc in Memphis. And honestly, Tam, I'm as sick of it as you and Cypress is. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, like I said, when I called in before, it is too much collateral damage. Dolph was, I think, poured gasoline on the fire. Then you had another King and Jook that got hit too. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you touched a lot of people and it hit a lot of people in their bones when you just said what you just said, not even about, I say 15 minutes ago, when you said how somebody's mom is crying over, their sons at any age. That's real spill right there, what you just said. And nobody wants to see that. And we're seeing it, it's like a regular thing now.
I agree. It's like a regular thing now. Yeah. Well, caller, I really appreciate. What part of Texas are you calling from?
Well, you know, I'm in Dallas.
You almost didn't want to tell it. You know, normally I know I actually, because I know Dallas's area code, but you could be calling from a, you know, an app or whatever. Because what is Dallas area code? 214 or something like that?
Yeah, 214-972 and everything. But I'm originally from Central Texas, so you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I just moved here, but it's Texas all day, you know. And you know my channel, straight to the point. I got on the fly business. You know, I got love for you, Cypress, Placo, Alabama hitter. Everybody that's in the chat, they all know me, so I got love for everybody. But
they said that's Gristle Hardaway. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Listen, I got like 3 different names. Cypress, you know, you be calling me Polo, you know what I'm saying? You be calling me Gristle, everybody, but it's all the same, man. Just, you know, just as long as you know me by those names and stuff. But like I said, I support the movement, like I said, and I support everything, Ms. Tamara, what you're doing, and you keep on grinding, and I meant that 100%. But yeah, somebody is gonna break a fold. But I'm not trying to hold up the line. You keep on grinding, sweetie. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Bye bye. Yeah, like I said, everybody has his or her own opinion, but I'm getting ready to call that 901 number back. But as I've always said, you know, when people say that Paper Route wanted to take Young Dolph's place, Young Dolph was the visionary and the bag. You know, he was helping them to get to the bag. Nobody in Paper Route had a history of a pattern of trying to take out Young Dolph, right? And when Young Dolph was taken out, we know Key Glock, he was the next target. That's not theory, that's fact. That's fact. He was the target next. So, you know, it was definitely somebody that wanted to you know, demolish all of Paper Route, and I don't think it was Paper Route that was wanting to demolish themselves. But hey, I respect his opinion on that. Okay, I'm calling this 901 number back.
Hello?
Hi, did someone call Real Talk with Tamara?
Yeah, Miss G, this is Antoine. I had called in.
Hey, Antoine, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I just wanted to make a few comments if I could.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, like people keep putting this narrative out there that this one and that one to get done, the Dolph or whatever. I think it's either one of these songs. It's either Gelato or Play What You Be. It's one of them. But Dolph said, he said himself, he said, everybody love me except one hating ass nigga on the other side of town. So we already know who he's talking about. He didn't say True Mafia. He didn't say Young Mob. He didn't say Jay-Z. He didn't say nobody else hate him. He laid out one specific individual. That rules out everybody else. He already let us know what's going on. And then I want to talk about the interview. I don't know who it was with, but he did an interview with a guy a while back, and Dolph was talking about when he died, his jewelry gonna go to all his boys, his cars gonna go to some of his boys. That's a man I already know he's gonna die.
All of his cars was donated to his son, but his jewelry went.
What I'm saying,
yeah,
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying what he was saying in the video. What he was saying was gonna happen to his stuff,
right,
after he died. And that man wasn't talking about being here 60 years later.
Right.
He was talking about soon.
Right.
You know, he knew what time it was, but he was not gonna let these people depict how he lived his life.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna ride around no 1,000 dudes. He wasn't scared of nobody. He wasn't scared of your guy. He wasn't scared of Jook. He probably like I heard you say plenty of times. Everybody don't want to kill nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it unless I got to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be putting no bag on nobody. Some people just evil than others. And that what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? But he was willing to sacrifice himself for the empire that he built, which is Paper Route, and you see how it's flourishing today. and ain't nothing nobody can do to stop it. And I just want to put my 2 cents in on it.
I appreciate it. Shout out. What? You don't have to tell me what area you're in now, but what part of Memphis are you from? Or did you grow up in?
Bartlett.
Okay, shout out to Bartlett.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for calling in. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I listen to you all the time. I just be in the bushes. I don't comment. I don't say much. You know, I just sit back and listen. But I've been listening to you for years and been enjoying the show. And I join in every time I get a chance. So keep doing what you're doing, and I'll still be in the background listening. Maybe I'll call in again later.
Okay, that'll be so awesome. Thank you for supporting the show.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Okay, shout out to Bartlett, Tennessee. That's like a suburb of Memphis, right? That's like a suburb. The number is 662-471-8841, area code 662-471-8841. The topic is as Young Dolph's trial near, will more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline? Okay. Of course, this is all of based on our opinions. Of course, so everybody's opinion is welcome. We can agree to disagree, and push on, right? But of course, you know, you think about, as I say, I always just kind of beat this in the ground because, hey, me as a person that I didn't run the streets, but as a rational thinking person that had always been around, grew up around street guys and stuff like that. Hey, I think that it is definitely, when you're trying to take a person out since 2016, even if they had said something, you know, a person can say whatever they want to say as long as they are not a threat to your person. And I think that it's sad that you had male blacks that was, you know, just insisting on taking down another male black. You know, Young Dolph was he did his thing in Memphis. He got it from out the mud. When I think about, you know, Castelia and that being one of the impoverished areas in North Memphis, and to be able to rise up out of that, you know, why did it have to come to this? Just because of words. Like I said, a person can say what they want to say as long as they are not a threat to you or your family. But he had a lot to do with jealousy, and that, like I said, that is just my opinion. And so, as a result of emotions and all that, we have a disaster. You know, where you have Young Dolph lost his life. Hey, I don't think that what happened to Big Jook was connected to Young Dolph, but you know, he ends up losing his life. You know, you got Yo Gotti that's going to be looking at some stuff in the future. You got Black Youngster that's going to be looking at some stuff in the future as it relates to his life hanging over the balance, his freedom. You got Straight Drop in jail, Cornelius in jail. You got other ones, you know, like Orange Mound Quet, Jamarcus, Shondell Barnett, Devin Burns, all of these young men, right? More than likely going to be looking at something, and people that we don't know about, okay, or names that have not been mentioned, and for what? We have a disaster here, and for what? Because no one man can control someone else's life or their future or their destiny or their success, right? You can't even control what a person says. So you think you could take somebody out? That's why I say these OGs, if they're gonna do it, they need to do it right. Right? So if you get so emotional, you're such a damn sissy that you want to go take somebody out because you get so emotional about what they're saying to you. Well, then what you need to do is you need to go take that up with that person themselves and take your weapon out if you such a damn sissy like that, and pop them yourself and then go do your damn time. But instead, what we see is we see a lot of these OGs ruining our ruining the future of our people. Because you got people like Straight Drop and all of them, they really represent the future of carrying on the legacy of our generations, right? Instead of saying free Straight Drop, just like that old nigga called in earlier that pissed me off, that shut off one side of my damn brain and made me cuss him out. Okay, instead of him trying to help Straight Drop and guide him in the right direction, they rather say free Straight Drop. That's why I said I can't stand a bunch of damn jellyback niggas that's helping to destroy their community when they're really supposed to be leading the damn community. I don't care what Young Dolph said, as long as it did not get to the point of Young Dolph being a threat to somebody's family. If before they started shooting at him, there could have been some type of reconciliation as it relates to him and Gotti, and they could have put Memphis on just like Master P and Baby put New Orleans on, just like some of the other artists have put their cities on. But Master P and Baby did the damn thing. And just like Jermaine Dupri was one of the ones that helped to put Atlanta on, Memphis got all of this talent, and this would have been the time where they could have had their cherry pick as hell. One damn man can't sign every artist from up out of Memphis, right? So Young Dolph doing it a different way, Yo Gotti doing it a different way. If Zebo and Head wanted to do it, it's a lot of talent in Memphis. They could have had their cherry pickers and did these young dudes right and truly created some goddamn generational wealth. I'm getting mad. Okay, but instead you had a bunch of damn grown men, old rusty niggas that didn't know nothing else but to take to plot against this young man and take his life. And now they running. They want these young dudes to take their time. They wanted to go and put hits on people, getting themselves the death penalty. So that's all they're doing, because they still out there doing stupid stuff. And just ruin a whole city that could have been flourishing. They could have really brought a positivity to Memphis. They could have had wealth from the Black community because of these Black boys doing them right, doing what Young Dolph was doing, really creating some generational wealth, getting away some kind of way from the Sharky record industries. They should have been trying to get with him instead of going against him. Right? So Memphis really could have been the land of milk and honey, because these young boys getting money, teaching them how to grow their money, make their money work for them as they make the money. They could have came up, took care of their families. They could have did a whole lot, right? But instead, they allowed jealousy and that crabs in a barrel mentality to take the life of a young man, right? And as a result of taking his life, they ultimately took their own lives in one way or another, because them niggas gonna ride. Everybody that was involved in participating is going to ride. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, she look, I don't like for nobody to try and control me. That sets me off. Okay, we all can get along if you don't come up in here trying to control me. Okay, I can't be controlled. That's why my mama used to whoop me, because I couldn't be controlled, but I was a good girl. Okay, but when you start talking about, okay, well, you know, she's saying this, y'all, the case is already solved. It's just a matter of tying up loose ends. I mean, I had been saying that. It's just a matter of tying up loose ends. If they know that they didn't want for the end result to be what the end result is, they never should have did it to him. It ain't no excuses. I don't care what he said. Somebody came into my chat one time and said, well, you know, Young Dolph should have signed Straight Drop. He'd still be alive. Young Dolph was an African-American entrepreneur. If he didn't have to sign nobody he didn't want to sign. That was his label. The same people that said that you would never see them go to Clive Davis, that Jewish man, y'all know Clive Davis, and tell Clive Davis just because he has an affiliation with someone that I allegedly or have a talent, they would never have told Clive Davis to sign him. Man, you know, you need to bend over and do whatever Clive Davis say. And even after he tore their booty holes up and he didn't sign them, the same Black people would not have put that type of stipulation on Clyde Davis. Well, you know, the white person, he done used me up and he didn't sign me. They never would have thought about killing him. They never would have thought about killing Clive Davis. Young Dolph didn't have to sign nobody he didn't want to sign. They didn't have no right to take and plot on his life, right? So what they did was they used the emotions of some people that may have felt slighted to take him out because of their jealousy. And so that's just something I can't get past, right? That's just something that I can't get past. I can't get past black men being that emotionally unstable to go and take out somebody that was doing something great. If he had been allowed to live, right? And then that makes me mad as hell too when somebody think that they're supposed to be able to control whether you live or die. That makes me mad as hell. Okay. But if he had been allowed to live, he could have really opened up the doors and truly created some generational wealth, especially around the city of Memphis. And because he had signed a little young man from out of Chicago named Shatana, very talented. So he was getting into a lot of other stuff with different sounds, but because it seems like to me, because I grew up in the city of Memphis, in Clementine, over there in South Memphis. Okay. So it seems like to me, okay, that the only crime is being successful. I grew up in Memphis. Like I said, you can go and take out babies and women and children and do whatever you want to do, be a predator as it relates to kids, and the niggas will still be standing on the corner. It used to then be like that because the dudes I grew up around, you weren't gonna be able to stand up on the corner. You talk about you some type of child predator. You say you doing stuff to women. You couldn't stand on the corner because you was gonna go missing. Okay. But you could do anything, it seems like now, except for be successful. It seems like that is the only crime now in our community. And it's a darn shame before God. So that's why when these folks sit up and talk about, I'm $100 million man. First of all, that's a lie. I done pulled myself up off my bootstraps. Nigga, you done hurt a whole family and a community because you can control your emotions. You don't qualify as being the elite or being some type of role model. You don't qualify as that. You too weak. So we already know you couldn't be $100 million man. You too damn weak-minded to be $100 million man. And I'm just talking about anybody. Anytime you can't control your emotions as it relates to words. You saw them coming in here tonight. I'm a damn woman. Women talk shit and they can't even stand me talking. Okay. So $100 million men don't get caught up and get emotional. Okay. About somebody saying something to them in a rap song. When they start talking about taking somebody out, that's how you know they ain't got the mindset to be a damn $100 million man. Probably ain't really even no millionaire, period. Because $1 million people have strong minds. Okay, because even if you inherit some type of $1 million, it really don't make you a millionaire because your mind ain't strong enough to keep it. That's why they spend it all and they go broke. Real $1 million people have strong minds and they wouldn't be caught up in no scandals like this. Okay, where they feel like they can control the destiny of somebody else. Okay. Anyway, y'all, the line is still open. The call in 662-471-8841, and we're talking about as Young Dolph trial near, will more people start to break the code and throw themselves a lifeline? You know, I really do want to hear what you guys got to say. Like I said, this is the Real Grown Folks channel. We agree to disagree and push on. That's how we do it. So make sure you guys call in. I welcome anybody, you know, that wants to call in and talk about this and give your opinion and your perspective on this. Gina says, I remember when Master P moved to California, he said Suge Knight called him and said, ain't big enough for the both of us. Master P said he told him, you must be fixing to move. I love Master P. I'm going to tell y'all something. Master P has always been one of my favorites. I don't think that Master P got the acknowledgement that he should have gotten. Just like I was saying, Honeycomb Brazy was carrying the whole state of Alabama on his shoulder. He got out, and that young dude was doing it. That's why it pissed me off that they did him like that. Master P was at one point, he was carrying the South, and even though Baby and them, they was carrying their own weight, it was something about Master P. Even though Baby and them were blinging and all that, it was just something about his mind. Like Master P got a winner's mind, right? That just kind of stood out, right? So I remember Snoop Dogg saying that when one of the reasons why he went and signed with No Limit is because Suge Knight has said early on that he didn't want no issues at all with Master P. Suge Knight had bullied everybody. He said, but I felt protected in No Limit because Suge Knight has said early on, even before I thought about going to No Limit, I don't want no problems with P at all. I don't want no run-ins with No Limit. And that's one of the reasons why he went and signed with No Limit. Snoop Dogg said that out of his own mouth. Okay, that's because Master P always, you could tell he a stand-up dude. I like him. Shit. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says at Emeralds, Dolph really would have had more artists if he would have never died. But God do everything for a reason. They suffering. Yes, they are suffering and they're playing backfire. Right? When you do wrong, it comes back on you. It comes back on you. And that's what I'm saying. And Baby did his thing too. You know, Baby was he was loud as far as his blinging and stuff like that, but he was a little bit more quieter than Master P, but he was loud as far as they flossed and stuff too with their jewelry and all of that. They did their thing too, right? And I never heard Master P throwing shots at Baby. If they did it, one thing I know, because I have friends and stuff that live in New Orleans. One thing about the people from around New Orleans, like if they have something going on, if they're beefing or something like that, they really, you don't hear them, they don't talk about it like that. That's just how they are. They real kind of secretive about stuff. I'm serious. I talked to a guy from down that way, and I'm one of those ones, I'm real inquisitive and I like to ask questions and stuff, and he didn't like that. He said, oh, baby, you too damn nosy. And it would just be like a question that I didn't even think, no, baby, you too damn nosy. But my friends are like that. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. Everything. I don't know nothing about that. No. They just don't do that. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not saying that's how it is in the whole New Orleans, because my friends are like older down there. But I'm gonna tell you something. That's what should have been happening as it relates to young Dolph, right? And Yo Gotti. You never heard about Baby probably respect Master P, because you never heard Baby say Master P was trying to block him or anything like that, going to record execs trying to block him. You never heard that. Russell Douglas says Cash Money and No Limit was beefing in the streets and on wax, just didn't get that far with the artist. Oh, okay. Well, see, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that they was beefing on wax, because I don't know of a song where I ever heard Master P dissing Baby. If there's a song, somebody tell me which song it is, because I never heard of a song where Master P was dissing Baby or Baby diss Master P. If it is, let me know so I can go listen to it. I never heard it. Because whenever they had award shows or something like that, when they would get up and I heard Master P, and you know there was rumors that they was beefing then. I remember that, and Master P got up there and gave a shout out to Cash Money, because they was from out of New Orleans. And I was like, I remember looking at that, I was like, wow, I thought they said they was beefing. So even if they was beefing, they knew how to handle it. I never heard about Baby shooting at Master P or Master P shooting at Baby like what they was doing to young Dolph. Alabama Hitter says P stole content and the Hot Boys rapped about it. Oh, see, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. What kind of content did P steal? Because y'all know I'm a Master P fan. I like Baby and them too, but I'm more of a Master P fan. Hey, Hitter.
What's going on?
What's up?
Nothing much. So let's talk about this.
Okay.
Okay. So you got Master P, No Limit. You got Birdman and Cash Money. Basically, two different projects: the Magnolia and the Calio.
Right.
All right. Master P was a businessman, so he when it came to the creative side, he was lacking on the creative side. So what he did this mostly his whole career was steal content. That how you do that there, that song had already been made. He knew he couldn't go grab that song from CeeLo and just, depot it, so he ended up signing CeeLo artist to a one album deal to get that song. And it was a good move. Now, as far as P and Birdman, they had a mutual respect for each other, but it was always something circulating because the Calio was at war with the Magnolia. Magnolia being Cash Money, the Calio being Master P. Master P brother Kevin Miller ended up getting unalived, and word started circulating that Gangsta might have had something to do with it. Gangsta.
Who is Gangsta?
Crew, Terrence Gangsta Williams.
Oh wow, the guy that be on the podcast now.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So his crew was the Hot Boys.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And, yeah. So you had Lil Wayne dropped a song called "The Block Is Hot." He said, "We rock and we dressing all black up in our residence. We ain't got on no suits because we ain't trying to be president." That was one shot at No Limit. Because if you remember back in the 90s, all the No Limit boys used to take them animated pictures on their album covers wearing suits. Okay, that's one shot. You got Master P did a whole movie called Hot Boys. Now I just told you Hot Boys was a crew out of the Magnolia. That ain't even out his project. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a slap in the face to Cash Money. Because the whole bloodline of the Hot Boys traces right back to Terrence Gangsta Williams. He created it.
Okay.
Then you got Magnolia Slim, Soldier Slim, James Tapp, who got unalived in like 2003. And he was signing No Limit, and he had a beef with P because he felt like he didn't get all that he deserved in his contract. And a lot of rumors and speculation has gone around saying that P might have put a bag on Soldier Slim head. So that was a lot of underlying stuff, but it never got to the point of Dolph and Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? And it's good it didn't because they were close in proximity. They were very close together, But I just wanted to give you a little back history on that.
I'm glad you did. Like I said, I look at Master P as one of those ones that really, I know they said that Jay Prince did it, but I mean, Master P was around the era that I can remember. I think that he did a darn good job of representing for the South. And it seems like he and Baby, even if there were underlying little beefs and stuff going on, it's like they were still able to coexist. You didn't see a war going on.
Right. It never was a war of the magnitude that what you see going on in Memphis right now. They agreed to stay out from around each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, they had a mutual respect, but they did not move in the same circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, if you think about it, because I think well, later on, it might have been later on, like C Murder seems to have been really cool with BG, and I do know that he was Cash Money.
They were. Now, C Murder is the anomaly. Everybody in New Orleans had love for C Murder. Same way they had love for Soulja Slim. They could go anywhere in the city and get love.
Mm-hmm.
You know. New Orleans was a city that was heavy on projects. They had the Magnolia, the Calio, the Desire, the Melphamine, St. Thomas, and they had a whole lot of projects. And some places you just couldn't go. See, Murder and Soulja Slim, they had that ghetto pass.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, see, Murder actually had an apartment in the projects when he was on No Limit. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's unheard of.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was they pushed they city in they into the stratosphere, and they did it without colliding with each other in Memphis. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a history in Memphis of people saying, okay, I'm in the dough, I'm finna nail this bitch shut. Ain't nobody else coming in behind me.
Oh, absolutely. You know? That's definitely the history, because you hear people talk about that 3-6 Mafia had did it to Yo Gotti. And hey, I'm not gonna say that they didn't do it. I believe that they did do it. But it was wrong. Right. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in the same neighborhood that DJ Paul and Ricky, which is Infamous Lord or whatever they call him, had grew up in. And so I knew Paul's personality, you know what I mean? But but hey, I believe that they did do it to him, but that don't make it right that Yo Gotti tried to do it to Young Dolph. And because you can't do it, you start looking at other alternatives and did.
Well, it's the whole hurt people thing. So if you got to get out the mud, it's like they took the ideology that I'm gonna make you get it out the mud. If you don't sign under me and let me rape your pockets, excuse me for using that term, then you're gonna have to get it out the mud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the attitude that I see from a distance looking at Memphis hip hop. You know,
it's definitely like that.
Right. So it's crazy, but yeah, that they did it the right way in the '90s with No Limit, and they didn't get blocked from Jay Prince, because Jay Prince could have easily, closed in on their space, but he actually joined in with them. Jay Prince and the people from Rap-A-Lot, like Willie D and all them boys, they did music with Cash Money. They did music with No Limit. So I don't know. I think Jay Prince kind of got senile in his old age. I don't know what happened to him. But that used to be one of my heroes. You know what I'm saying?
This rest in peace, Young Dolph says, and Dolph, he didn't never do that. He made Key Glock a millionaire while he was still a young, and man was 19. Man was 19. Dolph was willing to put more people on. Yeah. I don't think that Dolph had that covetous spirit where he was trying to keep people from getting on, hey, or making money. I think he wanted people to make the money just like he was making it.
Right. Master P, Mr. Brooks said Master P put pause on Pimp C. That's a fact. That's a fact. I was in the building when Pimp C gave Master P initiative to put pause on it. UGK and the Hot Boys, Rough Riders, all of them was in Birmingham, Alabama, back in, I want to say 1998, 1999. And Pimp C came out on stage and he flat foot dissed Master P and No Limit. And that was against the law in Birmingham at the time. people start throwing stuff on the stage, and, you know, and I hated that because Pimp C is one of my favorite artists of all time. But as time went on, we didn't have the internet like we got it now. Word got back out to P. P took a trip to Sugarland, Texas, caught Pimp C in a hotel room, and they beat the brake shoes off of Pimp C. That's a
wow.
true story. Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember Master P doing an interview saying that he and Pimp C had resolved that. Pimp C apologized to him and said, and he had to respect it because he said, Pimp C said, I apologize. I was on this stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Pimp C wanted more credit than he got for a song that was on Master P's Ice Cream Man album called Break 'Em Off. He wanted more credit for that because that was his song. He actually did a goodwill gesture and giving that to Master P. And also Master P wanted Pimp C to make a trip to New Orleans to hop on a song, but contractually he had already took money from a local artist to get him a feature, and he couldn't make it. Mama West, which is Pimp C's mother, handled his business. Pimp C walked into the house and heard Master P cussing out Pimp C's mother for not hopping on a plane and flying to Baton Rouge. And this is what sparked that whole argument and that whole little rivalry up. But they got to the bottom of it, and there wasn't no gunplay. But yeah, that was a crazy time. Rest in peace to Pimp C.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But that's all I want. I wanted to give you a little backstory on the whole situation in New Orleans and how they, you know, it was smoke, but it never did, you know, come to what we seeing now in 2024 with people being brought to trial and people being deceased.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I appreciate you calling in, the Alabama hitter.
Ain't no problem. No problem about it, man. Salute to the chat.
Salute.
All right.
Bye-bye. Anybody else want to call in? The number is 662 area code 471-8841. 662 area code 471-8841. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says, them boys and they missed. She says, you know, and mind you, fathead had gay black boy 100K to give to. Y'all hit the, let me see how many likes we got. If you all want to call in, make sure you guys call in. Okay, like, share, and subscribe the video. I really would appreciate that so much. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. We're almost at 200, you guys. Make sure y'all keep hitting the like button. We're almost at 200, so just keep hitting the like button for me, okay? We need like 11 more likes for us to be at 200. So keep hitting the like button. Keep hitting the like button for me, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate that so much, okay? I would appreciate that so much. So remember, I told you I seen him in person at the casino and spoke to Glock and showing love. He had performed in the city. Oh wow. So was a kick though. And me a ticket. Pimp C did great work with No Limit. Yeah, I remember Pimp C. Yeah, you guys, call in area code 662-471-8841, 662-471-8841. Okay. Hey, would you all say that what happened with Young Dolph, like the situation with Young Dolph and Yo Gotti? Okay. It almost would be equivalent to how bad it was when you know, I don't know, because they did shoot Tupac one time before they actually took him out. I mean, but they probably would have kept popping at him, because they just kept popping at Young Dolph until they got him. And to me, that's just messed up on so many levels. Okay. And they can't say Dolph ain't in Glock. He turning his guys up. Go check out Zoe. Go check out Key Glock artist Zoe. I believe this the worst it done got in rap. Yeah, right. They really put a dark cloud on rap.
Kimberly.
How you doing, Kimberly?
Hey, T, how y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Good. Lord have mercy. So, the topic of, well, obviously the title. I personally think every man should be for him or herself, because obviously there are females involved as well. And I only say that because I'm going to use the FBG Duck federal trial as an example. Those old block boys were abandoned by quote unquote Lil Durk allegedly, and he has to get a new lawyer. It's ridiculous. You put all that work in the street, and then you get jammed up. You go to jail. You go to trial. You get convicted, and they stay with you until the trial is over. After that, I think I heard you say earlier 5 years, and I was busy. No, that's right after trial. They don't something else, like you don't even exist. And that's
right.
The tragedy of it. The streets aren't loyal to anybody. And as I say, there's no rules in the streets. So people, they must be some brave people to play in them streets, because it's that tough and mean. And not just mean, but diabolical and evil.
Right.
And get snaked by each other. And as you know, with the statistics, when I was in college for my criminal justice class, my professor that said most people are killed by people they know or are familiar with. It's rare to have a stranger killing, a murder take place. It does happen, obviously, but usually you're murdered or killed by someone you know or are familiar with. And I also remember, just to expound a little bit on Dolph's spirit and tenacity, I remember Player Co saying one time, I can't remember if it was on your live, his live, Hitters or Cypress, that in LA, they basically wanted Dolph to fear them, and he wasn't fearing them. They had a gun on him and everything, allegedly, according to what Player Co was saying. And he still was talking smack because he was a real one.
Right.
And people think a gun make a woman or a man. No, it's integrity. It's your character. It's your authenticity. Authenticity makes you a man or a woman. Not a gun, not money.
I agree.
So
normally that's what happens when people when they allow that jealousy. There's no reason to be consistently trying to take a person out. That man had the money to hire some hitmen to get back at them if he wanted to. There's no need to be constantly trying to take a person out who is not firing back at you, who is not a threat to you, even try to call a truce. What was the reason for it? If he had not been a threat to that person, what was the urgency to consistently try and take that man out?
Utterly, I felt like it was jealousy, ego, and the fact that Dolph still made it, and he made it out the mud. And I watched many videos, and Dolph said in a few videos that not so much that he didn't like Yo Gotti. He had no issue with him. It's just that it was a business decision. He wanted to invest in himself. He had too much money invested in him own self versus having to sign to CMG, Yo Gotti, or whatever, allegedly, and then to feel as if they made him who he was going to be. He understood the assignment. He believed in himself. He had faith in himself, and he executed, and he came through. And not only that, he wasn't shy. He wasn't envy or jealous. The the people around him, he helped make them millionaires and taught them the world on how to become who they are now and not be caught up in these 360 deals.
Mm-hmm.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But people want to, to be tied up and to owe them and to be in a cycle of always owing them, and that's ridiculous. I just hate what happened. It's a tragedy, and it's probably going to go down next to Tupac and Big, in my opinion, because the effect that it's had is really unbelievable. I don't think they ever imagined the response and the outrage and the support he would get in his death. They made him even more bigger in his death than when he was alive, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they did, and it did not, because when you do wrong, when you produce wrong, I mean, wrong, nothing can go right. There's no way that you could ever make wrong right, and so it didn't turn out the way that they thought it would, because immediately after it happened, the people, the authorities, basically knew what had happened and had got about their investigation even before they knew how much they had. They got quite a bit pretty early on, so it was not right, and so nothing will ever turn out right as it relates to that.
And I support Dolph 100. He wasn't the same, and I'm not going to pretend like he was, because he wasn't.
Right.
But he was a real one.
Right. And he didn't deserve for anybody to take his life just because
No.
of what he's, just because of what he said.
Exactly. And speaking on words, I hope this is also a lesson for us to learn. The Bible is real. It says, there's life and death in your tongue. Speak those things that are not as though they were. And he was basically prophesying what was going to happen. And on another YouTube channel, I'm not going to mention him, but he has the little doll or whatever in his background. He was playing music where Dolph was predicting what was going to happen. It was shocking. So, he even said that, his son was going to be a rich, young B-word, bastard, God forgive him. And words have power, so we have to understand whether it's negative or positive, your words breathe life into it.
Right.
And so instead of using it for the negative, speak positive and speak positive affirmations over yourself and those you love every single day.
I agree.
But anyway, I think that's all I got.
Well, I definitely appreciate you calling in.
No.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I meant to also say that Dolph was also not scared or insecure about the young men that he was helping become millionaires. He wasn't afraid of their talent or their shine.
Right.
See, when people try to block you, I'm not just speaking on CMG allegedly, or DJ, what is it, 36 Mafia. That's another group I never watched or followed, or anybody, even like, what was it, Nicki Minaj, and others allegedly trying to block, like, what's her name, Remy Ma. If you
who's trying to block Remy Ma?
This was a long time ago. Nicki Minaj.
Oh, okay.
This is allegedly. But what I'm saying is, if you got talent and you believe in yourself, you're not worried about blocking other people, because your talent going to speak for itself and carry you where it needs to take you. Period. But anyway, that's it. I'm tired. My voice is getting deep or whatever. I'm tired.
That's okay.
Yeah, girl. Listen, I'm tired. I've been up all day, cooked, took my son for food, and almost fell asleep on the road. So thank you all for praying for me that I made it home safe. I really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, and hey, we appreciate your support, and I love you, and I'll speak with you later.
Always soon. I'll get back in the chat. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, you guys. The number to call in is 662-471-8841. 662-471-8841. Mr. Brooks says, I'm having fun. If you all would like to call in and you got something to say as it relates to the subject. It's like 250 people up in here. So I know that it's a lot of people that may have something to say. Definitely call in. Hey, I wish more Memphians would call in, because I definitely want to hear what the Memphians got to say. I was going to say nobody. Our accent is so similar. nobody may with you being on the phone, nobody would know who you are. But I'm definitely interested in hearing what everybody has to say, anybody from anywhere. But and keep it on the topic about, as the time starts to break, where they break the code, right? Hey, I think I believe codes were broken a long time ago, child. If you want to be for real about it. But see, the thing about it is, people start thinking about preserving their life. They really should start thinking about preserving their life before they go and take somebody else's life. That would be the smart thing to do. On the Black Barber says, we still say what the F we choose, and the recipient um, dictates their actions. So look at the results for some and penitentiary for others. I agree. Robert Chapman says Dolph and Nipsey was planning on going on tour together, but then Nipsey ended up passing. Their tour would have been fire. Oh, absolutely. That tour absolutely would have been fire. Anybody else gonna call in? Hey, Black Money. Um, y'all make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. Um, I don't know, y'all. I just want to do something right quick. I just felt that. I just felt this. I gotta do this. I think this represents so much, and it's extremely motivational to me. It is. She said, "Who's that man that they unalive today?" You know what? I'm hearing that a AOB member or something was unalive today. Yeah, I was intending to. I think I'll do a video on that. I think that's one of the gangs around Memphis. And here's the thing about that. What bothers me about that, you hear about. I think Memphis News does a lot of updates. I don't. I've never really talked about AOB. I forget what gang is that, who that is affiliated with, but what really bothers me is that the young men seem to be losing their lives quite a bit, right? That bothers me a whole lot. And they're very young. That bothers me so much. I don't like seeing these young men lose their lives like that. Okay. Hey y'all, this right here is motivational for me. I guess I'll take it out of here with this right here. This always motivates me. That's that young man that's just powerful. They tried to take him out, they couldn't take him out. Hey, when you on that treadmill and it get to that part, especially because I work like a damn Hebrew slave trying to get it. I have a vision of being a millionaire at a certain time. It's just something about that self-made millionaire. Or what a feeling. I mean, it just make you go faster on that treadmill. And then, hey, when he says, my girl says I'm stuck in my ways, but my wrists say I've been getting paid. When you able to go and buy yourself them bracelets and stuff you want, you start. It's just something. It's just something awesome about it, and that's why I say that it didn't even have to be like that, because Yo Gotti had his own, fan base. He was doing his thing. Yo Gotti is a talented rapper. I can't hate on him. He got a distinctive sound, but the way they did it, they didn't do it right. It was wrong on so many levels. The young man was feeding people. He came from out the trenches, from out of Castelia. That's the trenches too. Made himself a self-made millionaire. You could feel it in that song. It gives you chills when he say it in that song. And they took that man from his life and his children and his mother and his father and his woman and his siblings and his fans and his family and his artists. And it ain't nothing that could ever be right about it, because everything, the scale is tilted. It is off balance. It can't nothing be produced that's going to come right up out of that. It ain't nothing right. And I ain't got to be from the streets to say that. I never said I was from the streets. I'm a damn human being that's looking at it just like anybody from the streets that ain't from the streets that's looking at it, that know that it wasn't right. He could have said whatever he wanted to say. People can say whatever they want to. You ain't supposed to be so simple that words get you to go and tear up a whole city, because that's what they did. They let words do that, tear up their life, young Dolph's life, and these little young dudes like that they could have been helping the right way. Okay. And so it ain't nothing good that can ever come out of wrong. It was wrong. Okay. It was wrong. Right. And regardless to whether Yo Gotti goes to jail or not, it would be better for him if he went. You know why? Because that God get back ain't nothing nice. Because God says, when I get them back for what they did to you, you're going to see me get them back. That God get back is worse than what any human could ever do. Right. Right. Kevin says they don't want you to live. They don't want you to ball. That's what he says. They smile in your face and then they pray for you to fall. That's just how it is. He ain't said nothing wrong in that song. What he say? Everybody screaming gang, gang, gang. When them folks come and get you, you go tell on the whole gang. That song was a prophecy, wasn't it? I promise you, they've been telling from day one. Okay, because when Judge Coffee said 60 years, you might be looking at 60 years. Who was that? Cornelius looked like he was gonna fall over, because I think a lot of them thought that life was 25 years. That's just how stupid that a lot of these folks are. Anyways, you guys, hey, I definitely I was gonna stay on for like 20 more minutes. Anybody want to call in? If nobody calls in, I'll go on and get off. But I was going to try to stay on for 20 more minutes. The number is 662-471-8841. 662-471-8841. Okay. Y'all could definitely call in. Like I said, I was going to stay on for 20 more minutes. And then we'll call it a night. Okay. We'll call it a night. Yeah, we'll call it a night. That's right, you guys. Thank you all for the likes and stuff. Thank you all for the likes. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate that so much. Kevin says that's from the streets. It gets cold. It gets old, especially if make it to 40 plus. Time to be a reputable contributor to society. Absolutely. You would think that regardless of what age they are. When they start having children, that should make them want to change their lives. Nothing should come before your child, whether you are a man or a woman. No gang, no nothing should come before your seed, your innocent children. If you choose to go do lame stuff that's gonna get you away from your children.
Black money.
How you doing, Black Money?
It's Dolph.
It's Dolph. What's going on?
That's right. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. I be seeing you in the chat with your dolphins.
That's right. I'm a Dolph supporter all the way.
Well, that's good.
All the way. Yeah, all the way. It's straight PRE over here.
That's right.
Yeah. But I think that part, you know, that part the part you talking about in that song where he say self-made millionaire. The part before that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, so to get that part right there, that hurt a lot of people in the industry feeling.
Yeah, that's because they knew it was true, though.
That's right. So I think a lot of them, that's why a lot of them was hating on them, because I think they, because they did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, to make it, to the top or whatever, or to get a deal or whatever, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that part right there, that like, I don't know. I just think it was something about that part, though.
Yeah, it was something about that part. Now that we see all this stuff coming out about Diddy, we know why people were so sensitive, right?
Yes, right.
It's all coming out. We knew it, but it's coming out more now.
That's right. See, I'm from the 90s, rap. That's where I'm, what I'm saying, where I really come in, because I was making music, you know what I'm saying? So I was deep in it, you know what I mean? I was deep in it. So they been doing that, like that Diddy, all that stuff been going around. But he said it kept up with you, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kept up with you. Yeah. But,
so you're from what part of North Carolina?
I live in Statesville, North Carolina.
Okay.
About 40 miles from Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
40 miles north. Yeah, 40 miles north.
You know what? Somebody was telling me that, what's the name of that Winston-Salem is very beautiful.
Yeah, Winston-Salem, yeah. I'm about, it's about the same distance, probably from there too, from here.
Oh, okay.
So, Winston, yeah. It's about the same distance. So, Charlotte, you would take 77 south, but Winston, you would take 40. Just that 40 going east. But the interstates is both right there. So they both a straight shot from here.
Oh, okay.
Where I live. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
I be missing the lives though. That's why I be coming in late. Cause I don't get no notification, so I be late.
I don't know what they don't do me right on the notifications. HD Bully says that he's from Hickory, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that's probably about 25 minutes from me. You take 40 west. The 40 west will take you to Hickory from here, and 40 east will take you to Winston-Salem from here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's probably about 20, 25 minutes from here.
Okay. But yeah, they don't do me right on the notifications. They're wrong for that.
Yeah. I be late. I have to go back and try to you know what I'm saying? You don't be wanting to say, what y'all talking about? But so you have to try to, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate you supporting the channel, and we appreciate you calling in.
Oh yeah, I'm going platinum though.
All right.
Yeah, I think I asked you in one of them comments or something. And you, I think you sent me back the link or something.
Okay, so you're gonna go platinum.
Your videos, but yeah, I am though.
I love it. That's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, that's why I call. I say, let you know, I ain't no troll and shit and all that, or blogger or whatever you want to call it. It's just straight off over here. I bumped off every day running the streams up. So if the streams going up, I'm telling you, it's because of me.
It's because of you. I hear you.
All his shit, all of it. Oh, and another thing I want to say though.
Okay.
I don't know if people realize, like, and I understand, like, what happened with, as we saying that, like, Gotti just, pulled the string, had this shit done and shit, which I believe that. But another part of it is, I think they wanted them out of the way, because if you go back and you listen, you really listen, and you really know music, you go back and you listen to Dumb and Dumber 1, Dumb and Dumber 2, him and Glock is like kind of like Raekwon and Ghostface. It's kind of like they got something epic that was cut that they was forming. That's how good they shit was. I'm telling you. But people might not see it, but I'm from that 90s hip hop era, so I know what I'm looking at. You get what I'm saying? If I know, I know they know.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just with Glock. Ain't no telling what the other one's gonna, you know what I mean?
Right.
What they gonna do? What, you know what I'm saying? Because they coming. So I think they was gonna take it. I think they was gonna take it over.
I do too.
I'll be honest with you.
I do too.
I think him and Glock was gonna do something epic. If they would have kept doing what they were doing, and then them other guys, they gonna follow suit. It was getting ready to be a takeover. So that's another reason why I think
that's why they got rid of him. Because if you think about it,
somebody higher than him, higher than Gotti.
Right. Well, if you think about it, in 2021, Dolph was going hard. He did that song with Snoop and Paper Route Woo. These niggas ain't effing with me. I mean, they was just dropping that hot stuff. He went and did that that show at I forget the name of it, because it be showing up, where he had all of them on stage. He had a real big crowd. He was there. I forget the name of that show he did in like July of 2021. Like, he was doing epic stuff in 2021, and it's like they had an urgency to hurry up and take him out. I don't know. I lost him on the phone call, but yeah, it's like they had an urgency to go on and take him out. But anyways, you guys, I have really enjoyed you guys so much. I think we lost the young man. I really enjoyed you guys so much. This was a really good show tonight. Y'all absolutely rocked in the chat and the callers that called in. I really appreciate you all calling in, and like I said, y'all make the show exactly what it is. He said, I just left Dolph Land. Somebody was singing Free Straight Drop. I don't believe that. Lord have mercy. Annoyed chemistry experiment. You telling the story. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay. What y'all gonna have to do is stop coming in here trolling, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put God on y'all, because I don't went back to church. Okay. I done went on back to church, so I can't be on here cussing y'all out, and then y'all make me cuss y'all out, call y'all all kinds of damn fools and dogs and bitches and hoes and all that. Okay, because that's what you act like. I can't do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting God on y'all. Okay. And when I put God on you, you're gonna start, your tongue and stuff gonna start twisting up in your mouth. You're gonna start seeing your damn mouth twist all the way back around to the back of your head. You don't want them prayers on you, because I have prayer words in here. Your damn stomach and shit gonna start twisting to the back of your damn back. You're gonna look like something out of a horror movie. Okay, so stop coming in here trolling, because I'm not gonna cuss y'all out no more. What I'm gonna start doing is putting God on you. Okay. Emerald says they ain't screaming free anymore in Dolphin. if they had been over there in Dolph land screaming free straight drop, we would hear about it on the news. Okay, we would hear about it on the news. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I really enjoyed I really enjoyed being on here with y'all tonight. Y'all were fun tonight. We always have fun on here though. I'm so glad that we do the call-ins and stuff now. It's so much better. A lot more interaction. People feel comfortable enough to come out the bushes. 8 people popped up. Where at, Robert Chapman? Where did that happen at? But anyways, you guys, before we leave out of here, why don't y'all put them dolphins in, light the chat up blue. Put them dolphins in the chat. Because we're here. The reason why we're all here and congregated, it is in the name of Young Dolph. It is because of Young Dolph. And so what we got to do is, I'd like to show gratitude and appreciation for Young Dolph. Even in his death, he's given opportunities, right? Because our channels, when we talk about him, I ain't fake. Okay, when we talk about him, it brings a lot of attention to our channels. It brings a lot of attention to our channels. That's giving people opportunities if they know how to use it, right? I don't make a lot of money off of the channel, but hey, you know what? I met a lot of good people, and there's a potential as it relates to that, right? But but there are a lot of people that definitely make a lot of money off of him. So even in his death, what he was doing in life, as far as trying to create some generational situations and helping people to eat, he's doing that in his death. That's the reason why I say people need to represent his name the right way, okay? Because his spirit is doing the same thing in the afterlife, right? Because you all are here because you want to hear about Young Dolph, right? But anyways, you guys, I appreciate you guys so much. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys to know that I do love you guys very much. Make sure you pray when you get off of here. Be safe as you go to work tomorrow. Love on your families. Hug on your families, okay? Y'all have a good night. Talk to you later.